Hello, digital photography and design students. Mrs. Brown here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to edit in Pixlr for the shadow photo assignment. So I'm in my Google Classroom. I'm going to head up to classwork. And the first thing I'm going to do is look for the Pixlr link. So this is in here just for you to use, a link just to click on so you can quickly get to Pixlr. When you click on it, you end up at the main site, and we're going to be using Pixlr E as in Eddie. There we go. So now we are ready to choose a photo and start editing. So to start our project on the left-hand side, there is a teal looking bar that says open image. So I'm going to click on that. And then it's going to ask me to choose a photo either from my computer or from my Google Drive, depending what I'm using, a Chromebook or a computer. So these are all my shadow photos that I took the other day. I'm going to scroll down and look for the one I want to use. So I'm going to use a picture of a little BMX bike. I'm going to resize the image into web quality. That's a lower quality image because I'm not going to be using this for anything but turning in on the internet. All right, there we go. So now my photos opened up. What I want to do first is I'm going to get rid of my hand down here at the bottom that's holding the bike up. So I have a really cool shadow. I do have a little piece of the bicycle, the toy bike that is here, and then my hand, but I don't want my hand showing in the picture. So that's what I want to get rid of. Now, before I start, I want to zoom in so I can get close to the area that I want to edit. So I'm going to head up to navigate on the right-hand side, navigate, and then you can slide the dot over on the bar to zoom in, or you can press the plus sign to zoom in. And then it makes an orange little box around there. So you can grab this and bring it down to the area that you're actually trying to edit. So that way you can get right to the spot that you want to work on. There. So now I've really zoomed into the area that I want to get rid of. So what I'm going to be using is the clone tool today. So I'm going to be cloning a piece of the concrete or the blacktop that's in front of my classroom. And I'm going to be taking that and I'm going to be rubbing it all over my hand and replacing or cloning this on top of my hand right here. So my finger, the photo of my fingers will disappear. On the left side, we have our select tool. We have our go down, there's the lasso, the crop tool, the liquify, and then the next one is clone. It looks like a stamper with a handle on it. There we go. So now that I've chosen the stamp tool at the top, it tells me the mode, the brush, and the opacity. I'm actually going to be changing the brush size and the opacity of this clone stamp tool in just a minute. So it's important that we know that those are up there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift on my keyboard. I'm pressing the Shift key. It changes my cursor into this white dot with a plus sign in it. And now I'm going to look around for a spot that I want to use to clone. So this looks like a good area. Luckily, everything is lit the same. So if I choose something near this orange rock, so you see that orangish looking pebble right there. If I click on that and choose that area, you'll notice that when I come down to my hand, I'm now clicking the mouse and I'm dragging it over. Dragging it. Why is it not working? That's the area I want. There we go. Dragging it over. I'm actually going to get that orange little pebble thing in. You'll see it covering up my hand. So I'm squeezing the mouse down and it's cloning, or it's taking whatever is right here. So keep your eyes right here where my cursor is. So keep your eyes there. And when I come down here, you'll see a black bullseye show up. See that target, that black target that's right there? That's where I'm taking the blacktop from. Now, I'm not loving it because if you notice, this red rock is now down here twice over. So it looks kind of like I've actually cloned it. I don't want that. So I'm going to press the Shift key again. I'm going to choose a different area. I'll choose up here in the corner. And then I'm going to come back down here and wipe over it. Now I've gotten rid of that double orange thing that I had. It looked a little fake. So I'm going to come in here a little bit near my hand, not too close to the bike yet. Not too close. I don't want it to look too fake. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here. Now it's hard because I'm actually looking right here at where I'm drawing, but I also have to keep my eye up here where it's cloning from and make sure I don't run off the page or run into something. So sometimes you get too into this part of it, the cloning part, and you forget where your cursor is up here, and then it might run into the bike. You might accidentally suck in some pieces of the bike or be cloning something you don't want to clone. So you have to keep an eye on what's happening in both areas. It's kind of hard. Okay, so now that I've cloned some of my hand away, get a little bit closer right there. I don't really love the harshness of these lines. And I also have some smaller areas that I want to get into. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change my brush size. Oh, there we go. Click on the brush. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to make, this is the brush size right now, and this is the softness. So the softness are the edges. So if I go all the way here, there is no softness. This is zero softness. It's got a harsh edge. And if I go all the way in here, it makes it look like it's got a fluffy, cloudy edge. So I want more softness, and I'm going to change the size to be a little bit smaller. There we go. So now I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to come in here with my clone tool and get a little bit closer so I don't have quite as a harsh edge as I did before. I'm going to press shift. I'm going to choose an area down here now. So now when I'm cloning, you'll see that my cursor is coming from, why did that not work? Is it control that I have to push? No, shift. Yeah, shift, okay. So there we go, going all around the bicycle. A nice soft edge, not making anything harsh. So it looks like, shadows are kind of soft around the edges. So I'm getting in there a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing around these handlebars to make it look like a more natural shadow. I'm going to go in between right here just a little bit to try to get some of the light in there so we can see the handlebars. I actually like it. This looks a little bit blurry here, and this isn't blurry, so I'm going to press shift again. I'm going to choose from an area over here maybe, and then add a little bit of the color from there. There we go. So it was a little bit blurry on that side. Okay. So I'm cloning from on this side now. My hand is gone. Just cleaning up the edges. You can get even closer now if you want. So you can get super close to your image if you want. And so you're not running into anything, depending on how realistic or not realistic you want it to be. Some of these areas were kind of blurry, so I'm going to unblurify them. I don't think unblurify is a word. Okay. Super. You guys, this is super fun. That was too much. Control Z. Okay. Let me zoom out now and take a look. Zoom out. There we go. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay. So now I've cloned my hand out of the photo. So it looks like I just have the bicycle and the shadow of the bike. There is a lot of negative space. Negative space is space that has nothing in it. And it's not adding to the photo. So I'm going to get rid of it by cropping. So if you look at my history, look at all these clones I have. So I brought my picture in and I've just been cloning the whole time. Now I'm going to go over to the crop tool, which is the third one down on the left. I'm going to crop my photo. I'm going to go for a more non-traditional. I'm not going to put my bicycle in the center. It's in the center right now, but I'm going to try to make it a little bit more exciting. So I'm going to chop off a bit of the handle. I'm also going to squeeze down into here. And I'm going to cut the back end off and see if I can get an interesting shape. It's not my favorite, but I want to press enter, or I can press apply up here to accept the crop. I think I like it. A little bit of the back is cut off, the handle, and I have some of this up here. The shadow, I'm really liking the shadow. Okay, so as far as this is concerned, the clone tool got rid of my hand, and the crop I'm liking. So now I could finish this photo, but I could also keep playing around with it. So we learned how to use the crop or the clone tool, sorry, but you can also try using any of the filters or adjustments up here. One adjustment that has potential to be fun is the invert. So if I click invert, which is right under the desaturate, it switches the dark to the light. So now I have the ultra, the darkest point is now the lightest point, which looks kind of interesting, but the bike here is not my favorite. So it doesn't look fantastic. I actually did this photo, which was a shadow photo from last year. And the invert looks really cool on this because there isn't an object in there. But so if you want to try the invert tool, that is fun for your shadow photos. I don't care for it in this instance, so I'm going to undo it. I'm actually going to look at these filters. So there's an effect library that you can look through. And let's say I wanted to do nature. I have 3 choices in the nature area. I could try effects library again and something. I could add some color. Oh, there's artsy tuning. How about I try some tuning? Let's see, is this one? Kind of rasterizes it a little bit, makes it look a little glitchy, a little pixelized. Let's see what that looks like zoomed in. Looks cool. Actually kind of like that. That's fun. So you can do some artistic effects if you want to it. So clone tools, what we tried today. We also cropped the photo, and then I did an adjustment in the effects. So filter, effect library, and then I chose one of these for fun. This part of it is just the artistic effect, completely up to you. So your cropping is up to you. The type of effect or filter you want to put on it is 100% up to you. But the clone tool is a really fun way to get rid of stuff in your photo that you don't want. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Please ask questions if you have any.